Hello, everybody. I'm Roadblock, and we are on the free-to-play account. And I've got some interesting kind of stuff going on right now. So, Clan Boss has been improving. We did way better against Void Affinity this morning. You'll see we're at 51, right? So that's about 25 million per key. A little bit more than that, right? So it's way more than enough to get the max chest on Nightmare. Then the extra key is doing 26 million on Brutal, and then one key in Ultra Nightmare is still around 10, just under 11 million. So we are seeing gains, we are seeing progress. Thank you for all the suggestions in the comments. A lot of you have reiterated what I already intended to do, which was to try and speed tune it so that I can get my Ally Protect to go off at the end of the turn before the following turn. That way, it negates the double turn mechanic of Deacon Armstrong and capitalizes that, making sure we have Ally Protect before we ever get the stun onto, or sorry, before we get the damage from the clan boss onto the team. So that is the plan. That's what I would like to have happen. That's a lot of work to do. It takes a lot of effort, right? So I'm working in that direction, but so far have not completed that. It is something that I will do. And I've speed tuned teams before. My main team on the main account is a speed tuned unkillable team. So I feel comfortable using a calculator for that. It's just a matter of getting it to work, right? Getting it figured out, and then making sure that nothing really interrupts it. Now the big issue is that any speed tune that I create is not going to be perfect because I have no way of preventing the stun. I don't have a block buffs or a cleanse in this particular team. So just keep that in mind, that while I may have the general idea of it, it can get ruined pretty quickly, and hopefully it can recover itself. But I yeah, I guess the only way that would get screwed up, I guess, is if the ally protector gets stunned. I mean, Deacon can kind of screw it up too, so I don't know. We'll see. We will see. So that's the plan for the Clan Boss team. Right now, I'm just kind of holding strong at Nightmare. But we've got some interesting stuff coming up. So if I go to the calculator, whoops, wrong direction. Let's make it a little bit bigger here. So starting tomorrow, we will have a ×2 chance on Sacreds with a 10x to get Acelin. That's very exciting. And then we're going to have a lot more events going live for the Rathalos points. Now, right now, if we look at the events going on right now, we still have a day on Dungeon Divers. However, no other tournaments will be coming up during this time. So it's on me to just run whatever dungeons that I can. Most likely the ones that give me the best rewards for the account. So probably Dragon. I've done a little bit of Fire Knight as well, just trying to get some extra, maybe PvP gear, that sort of thing. Really, in truth, the account needs a pretty big gear cleanse and a bit of an overhaul of gear on everybody. I haven't really touched anybody's gear. Sun Wukong's been in this same gear for a really long amount of time. Same thing with Kale. In reality, I kind of want to work Kale out of my PvP team. And what I'd like to do is either rotate in Ray, or if I pull her, I always forget her name, Yannicka. And I witnessed Yannicka in arena today, actually. I went up against a Yannicka, and she smoked me. Definitely kind of surpassing my expectations on what kind of damage that she can do in PvP. I know Ray is really solid in PvP. Ray has smoked me a few times as well. So it's kind of a toss-up between who I would want more going into Arena, if it would be Ray. I kind of like Yannicka for the spirit affinity of it. Well, actually, no, I kind of like Ray for the magic affinity of it. Sorry, because I forget on this account I have Sun Wukong, and I would like to bring somebody that's not. I would like to bring like a force or a magic affinity to go with him, to that way we cover more bases, right? We want to make sure that, if we go up against a team of magic affinity, Sun Wukong is going to weak hit them. I would like to get another better affinity to pair with him in that scenario. Um, so those are just my general thoughts there. My next champion. So we did. I don't know if I finished this in the video or not, but we did 6-star ascend Seer. I did tell you guys I'm going to hold off on her masteries, but she is 6-star ascended. She's got very middling gear. Don't pay attention to this. I don't even remember putting that gear on her, to be completely honest with you. That's mostly for faction wars, and even then she's still underperforming because she's only level 3, and all 3 of those levels came from putting her in faction wars. So but the next champion to level up is Ignatius, but I'm honestly thinking about using him at 50. So when it comes to what I want to use him for, now I understand there's a broader spectrum of what I want to use Ignatius for, but my plan for him right now, not in the future, but right now, is to get him to do Spider and have him be my HP burner. Now, to become my HP burner for Spider, I need a couple of things. I need the HP burn to be 100% and preferably on a shorter cooldown. It is a little ridiculous that it would be on a 5-turn cooldown even when booked. I didn't realize that it had such a high cooldown. It kind of doesn't matter because of the intention behind it, but I don't want him to do damage. So the basis that I'm going off of is using I used Mordecai, who I think Mordecai's is on a 4-turn cooldown when booked. It might be a 5-turn. So it is on a 4-turn cooldown when booked, and it doesn't do any damage. I helped a clan member on Spider, and they had an Ignatius. The problem was their Ignatius was killing all the spiders instead of just putting the burn. So what I would want to do is build him weak, but just give him high accuracy to land the burn. The cooldown does matter, but it doesn't matter that much. I kind of want 2 rotations of spiders to be able to kill the big spider. Now, I don't have as much turn meter control as I would like for the big spider, which is a bit of a problem for this build, but I'm thinking if I use him at 50, the only downside is he'll have less accuracy, but if I build him high accuracy in his kit and not go for, a super optimal build, I might be able to get some value out of him even at level 50. And maybe I won't need to waste... I don't say waste, that's not the right word, but I won't need to put resources into him, and I could hold off for maybe a better HP burner who doesn't have a 5-turn cooldown. I don't even need accuracy on him. I didn't realize that when he's ascended until just this moment. You're probably screaming at me. This debuff cannot be resisted. Interesting. So I'll probably just build him with a lot of survivability and a lot of speed now, is what I would do. So we don't even need accuracy on him, which is great. That's even more viability as a 5-star rather than leveling him up to 6-star. So this is a thought I had today. I have to experiment with it, of course, and in order to do that, I got to get him leveled up. But once I do, I'll probably experiment with that. And the other great thing about having him with low accuracy is that he won't do the provoke. Now, it doesn't matter if he does the provoke or not, because I'm going to pair him with Ultimate Death Knight, who's going to take all of those spider hits. Now, Ultimate Death Knight, I'd like to build in a more resistance build. He's currently built right now to just to be all-out tank. I'd like to get him with much more resistance and make him a really strong spider tank that doesn't take any of the poisons. He just takes the hits. I have a reviver to pair him with. It would make sense in that regard. We land the HP burns from the unresistible HP burns, and the spiders attack Ultimate Death Knight. At that point, all we have to do is turn meter control the big spider. So that's going to be A1 hits from Ursula. That's going to be the ultimate, the A3 of Geomancer. Allure is too inconsistent to bring, but maybe I bring her because it's still 25% on that first hit. The other hits probably won't hit the spider, but I still get that 25% as opposed to, well, 30%. So Armiger would be the better choice to bring in that instance. So Armiger, Geomancer, Ultimate Death Knight, Ursula, and Ignatius are kind of the team that I'm toying with right now. Now, that's really the biggest dungeon that I need to progress in right now. I'd like to get that to stage 20. HP Pern will do that for me. Then the next big thing is Ice Golem. And again, having a heavy resistance and tanky Ultimate Death Knight still works there. And then bringing along another team that's very defensive and protective could go a long way there. So my clan points have been really good. So I'm at 131. For a free to play, you'll see I'm right behind my own paid account, and we're winning right now. We're up by about 150 million, a little bit more than 150 million, and we're doing really well. I mean, considering that are down 2 members. Each team only has 29. I had a 30th that got kicked. So I'm down 2 members, and some people are still getting close to our minimum right now. So I think we're doing pretty well. I need to buckle down on my account and start churning out points. I wasn't sure if we were going to win this one or not on my main account, but now that it looks like we are, I think I'm going to start popping some points for Clan v Clan here and pushing in that direction. Now, what I'm also going to do is forge a bunch of gear. Now, I forged some yesterday. Did I do everything on this account? I may have done everything on this account already. Yeah, I did. Okay, so I've forged everything that I want to forge on this account. However, now I have a great silver stockpile, but I want to show you guys something that it's maybe slightly less valuable on a free-to-play account, but this is really good for silver generation. So I've mentioned this on other channels before, and I've probably mentioned it on this series before too, but I want to point something out. This is the best gear that you can forge, right? 5 to 6 stars. You want to use your charms in that scenario. And it uses the legendary materials and the epic materials. It does not use the rare materials. Now, the 4 to 5 star gear does. If you want to craft this, which I do not, I want the good stuff. I'll save the epic for the good stuff. That's my mentality. It doesn't have to be yours. It's just how I go about it. If I'm not going to craft this 4 to 5 star stuff, then this 3 to 4 star stuff can be crafted and sold. And it's worth a lot. So it's going to cost me 10,000 to craft 10 pieces. So I'm just going to craft 10 pieces here. We'll skip through it. You'll see I got 140 clan points for that. I'm going to sell all of it. I'm not even going to look at it. It doesn't matter. It's 3-star gear. It's 4-star gear. This particular account is beyond that. Your account may not be beyond that. Like, this is a decent piece for an account. I would like that probably on my free-to-play challenge account, which is less progressed than this account. I didn't look at the math there, so I'm going to do it again because I was too busy ranting and talking about it. So this one piece is 9,000 silver profit, right? And so now we've already caught up to the 10. So all of this is profit now. Another 9,000, another 9,000, 15,000 profit, 9,000 profit, 18,000 profit, 16,000 profit, 15,000 profit, 10,000 profit, 15,000 profit. Now, you're welcome to rewind the video, go through and do the math. But depending on how everything rolls, I mean, it's a lot of profit. And I have, what's that? 360 of these that I can do while also gaining points for clan v clan. Now, it's tedious, right? I mean, there's another 150 points in clan v clan. That's not a lot of clan v clan points, but it's a lot of silver. I mean, we were at 50 million when we started this. I'm almost to 51 million, right? You'll see I'm going up by about 10K, which makes sense because it's about 9,000 in profit per pull. So this last one will probably take me over. There's 51 million. So in this short amount of time, I don't remember exactly what it was that I started at, but this short amount of time, I've generated a lot of silver using resources I am not going to use in the future. Now, there's a couple of asterisks here. One, keep an eye on your Magisteel. The downside to this is it uses Magisteel. Now, you'll see it's only one Magisteel per so 10 Magisteel per crafting of 10, right? So that's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it adds up quick. And I will tell you, I have completely used up all my Magisteel before doing this. So you want to keep an eye on that. Also, there is a cap on your Magisteel, which I've learned. I think you can only have like 9999 Magisteel. I say that because I've seen it. And I ended up spending it all. Now, if you are a low spender, there are ways to get more of this back. Obviously, you get it from Arena, but you can also get it from the Forge Pass if you complete your weeklies. You complete all of your weekly quests, you get 200 of the Magisteel, but you have to have the big version of the Forge Pass. And you'll see there, I got a little bit luckier, and I got 440 points. So that was a big extra set of points in Clan v Clan on top of all the silver that I got. So, you know, we've been doing this for a couple of minutes, and I'm almost already back up to that 560 points, right? Like, we're getting a ton of points here. And I'm already almost to 500,000, right? We hit 51 not too long ago, and now I'm one piece. There we go. Now we're at 51,500,000. So you have a lot of silver kind of hiding down here in the forge. It is tedious, but what's really great and what I like to do is when I'm doing an artifact enhancement event, and I'm pushing for some fragments or something, I will get low on silver. Sometimes you'll get so low you have only 1,000 silver or more, right? Or less. Really, you don't really go down below 1,000 because it costs so much to rank up. It'll stop you, right? Say you're trying to rank something to 16, it'll yell at you and say, hey, you only have 2,000 silver. So you come in here and you craft a few singles, right? So I'll craft a single, and then I'll sell that, and I'll make 10,000. So I made 9,000 profit. Okay, now I have about 10,000, and then I can craft a full set, and I'll just do this until I get enough to uh, start upgrading my gear again. Now, I've never really needed to do that on this account. I've been very conservative with silver, and I've been using my energy, which is a big secret to silver, making sure that you're doing that and you're selling off those bad pieces too. Sorry, dog hair. Um, but yeah, this is such an easy way to generate a large amount of silver and solve silver problems when they arise. So I'm actually really happy with my silver count right now, and I tend to like to save this. I like to keep these pieces down here ready to be used whenever. This is a great way to get clan v clan points if you're struggling. It's a great way to get silver when you need silver. Um, and so I like to save it, and then when the time comes and it's like, okay, I need to get more clan v clan points, or I really need silver right now so I can upgrade all this new gear that I pulled for this new champion that I'm building. Um, let's go ahead and get some silver out of the forge, because for whatever reason I don't have any. So just really wanted to show you guys that, mostly because it's a way to generate clan v clan points. I'm also going to double check. I think I've spent every single book on here. I've spent the resources right now. I just need to do classic arena. I've done a few battles today. One thing I did for my arena, and let's see how it's working. I changed my defense. I've got a solo defense. She's level 7, a very easy target. People are going to beat me in defense. If we look at the battle log, yeah, I'm getting smushed. This is good. I've actually ranked down from gold 3 to gold 2. Why do I want to do this? I need to win battles right now. I don't need to lose battles. I need to win battles. So now I'm getting this type of stuff, right? I'm getting these easy wins. This is going to get me clan v clan points, but now I don't have to be afraid to use my refills. Something that tends to happen to me. I don't see any other easy wins here, so let's refresh. Yeah. These are pretty decent. Let's find some teams that I think I can beat. One thing that I worry about using my refills is, let's say that I usually win. I mean, I can tell you guys how much I win if I back out real quick. It probably says it somewhere else, but I know that my win rate is here, right? It probably says it somewhere else, but I knew it was here, which is why I went here. So 78% win rate. So I usually come home, reset happens, I run 10 arena battles, right? And I win 7 out of those 10 on average. If I then use a refill after a 70% win rate, I'm going to get harder teams. And then my win rate goes from, then I only get like a 50% or maybe a 40% even, right? If it's like really hard fights. So the point that I'm kind of trying to get at here is I'm more comfortable using these refills, and I'm not talking about the 5 refill, I'm talking about the 10 refill, knowing that I may get better fights because I'm taking losses at the same time in my defenses. So just wanted to, I haven't been doing that because I wanted to stay rank 2 or rank 3. I've been pushing, trying to get higher. But now that I'm going to be spending more and trying to do as many arenas as I can per day, like trying to max out my arenas per day and use all of my refills, right? I've got one here that's 95 days. I've got one here that expires in 1 day. So that's, and then I've got these guys here. If I was to use all of these, that's 40 more arena battles. Hopefully I'm winning 70% of them. That's going to rank me up very high, very fast. And I'm not ready for gold 5. I'm not even ready for gold 4. That's where I'm starting to see teams that have Arbiter leads. I'm starting to see teams that are, Sify Rotos teams, Terrace Marishka teams. I'm hitting a higher level of competition, and I don't think my team is prepared for that higher level of competition. My speeds are too low. My accuracy is too low. It's a free to play account, and I have to, work within my constraints. So, uh, so for the time being, I'm taking my defense down because I want to bounce back and forth between these ranks and slowly kind of build my way back up and then fall down and build back up and fall back down. So keep that in mind. Now, if you're somebody that really wants to progress and you're trying to say, I want to get to gold 5, then I would keep your defense intact, because then you will have victories in defense. You'll see this was there's no way my soul bond beat this team, so this was before my soul bond was on the team. And I still was taking elves even with my full defense in place, but I'm also getting victories in there. And also it may be a team where somebody says, I don't want to fight that. So it's not just the number of wins and losses, it's also that situation where uh you're just not getting people attacking you as much. The same way that I'm not attacking this team. Arbiter Hegemon, they win the speed race, they lock me out, I lose. This team I might be able to beat, level 50 Sun Wukong, so slower. Yeah, see, I win the speed race, and I should be able to beat them here. But I originally overlooked it because they had a speed lead. They had Sun Wukong speed lead. I was afraid of that, that might beat me. This is a team that's an amazingly strong team. I want to know, why is this team in gold 2? Like, this should be a team that is much, much higher. Hegemon goes first, locks us all out. Warlord locks us out further, and then Nishak burns us down. This is a great team. What I would suspect is that while they are fast enough to beat me, they're probably not fast. Oh no, is Sun Wukong gonna just blow them all up here? Oh, he's got his cooldowns. He's locked out. Yeah. So that's a well-built team. Maybe their speeds are faster than me, but maybe not faster than 4 or 5, right? So this is a team that, depending on how well these champions are built, given that they're all in Brimstone, this might be a team that I could beat. Let's see. Let's find out. Sorry, the video's going a little long here. So I knew I lose the speed battle, but because I'm using Sun Wukong, this block damage means nothing. Assuming they don't have, like, crazy resistances. Yeah, see, she's pretty weak. That's... If you're running a team like this... Your Rhonda needs to hit harder than that. Now, I don't know what the reason is, but everything went right for that team in this run. Everything went right until Rhonda did damage, and she wasn't able to clear my team. I'm not a tanky team, right? Like, my Kale and my Sun Wukong are not built super tough. My Deacon and Ursula are, but that Rhonda is probably under-geared. And I think that getting her geared better would help that player immensely, because they did everything right. I would argue that maybe you bring... It wasn't this team. It was the team that had all... I would say that maybe you actually drop the Helicat. If you build the Rhonda up, you don't need the second damage. You could probably drop the Helicath for an increase attack champion or a decreased defense champion, right? I just have to check what Helicath does because he may bring some of that. I don't know his kit off the top of my head. I have never been lucky enough to pull him. Um, yeah, so I would rather bring, if it were me, I would rather bring a decreased defense champion to the uh, set up the team so that you get that higher amount of damage out of the team. But I digress. We're going down many different rabbit holes here. I have 900 energy left. I'm gonna put all of that into dungeons. I'm very much at my cap. One thing that I recently did is I sold all of my blue gear in sets that are weaker. So sets like some of it got reclaimed, but like Fury I don't use, Days I don't use. So I got rid of a lot of the blue gear in those sets. And then furthermore, in fact I should have done it too for the Frost set now that I think about it. But furthermore, um what I would do next, same with Destroy. I could get rid of all the blue destroy gear. I would keep Stun. I would keep Toxic. You'll see I got rid of anything Avenging that was blue. It's a set that I just never use. And it's even worse. I feel like this set is worse now. But there could be gems in here, right? Like I think when I do a full gear cleanse, I'm going to be I'm going to be hypercritical of the pieces, and say like, okay, this is a mediocre set that I don't use because the chance to counterattack when receiving debuffs, I mean, it's good if you really want counterattacks, but what is it with 6 retaliation set? It's also 45, and that's when hit. So you don't have to worry about receiving debuffs. You can just get hit, and you do it that way. So I don't know. Maybe I'm sleeping on Avenging. That could be the case, right? But stuff like this has speed and accuracy. That could be something that helps complete someone's like a debuffer's kit as a weapon, right? Here, this one doesn't bring much. We've got HP percent, flat resistance, flat defense, no accuracy, no speed, right? So for a survival champion, really not that great. It does have resistance, but if I'm building a resistance champion, I'm probably going to go for like resistance sets rather than just a one-off resistance on a piece like that. This has a lot of percentages, so this could have some value for champions that are rocking crit rate. I'm looking at the pieces individually and not part of a set. But there's also could be gems in there like this one. Now, while these other substats between the accuracy and the HP are not great, if I was to level something like this up to 12, which only cost me, was it 200,000 silver? I got rolls into crit rate and crit damage. Now I can let this piece sit, and when I have a champion that I'm trying to cap out that is an attack-based champion, well, I can't get an attack substat on a shield. So this shield is good for them because they get the crit rate and crit damage they want, and they can't get the attack substat anyways. Could they get more survivability? Maybe, but if this shield is the difference between being crit capped and not crit capped, or getting 11% extra crit damage or not getting 11%, that's a good piece, right? So that's where I look at these weaker sets. And you may disagree with me on Avenging, and that's totally fine. It's just a set that I've never really used because it was weak before, and I feel like it's still weak. So I'm trying to think of other sets that I might... Did I ever re-roll this? I think I did, right? I remember talking about wanting to rework this. Let's see what happens. Because this is not a piece I'm going to use now. Okay. Okay. I actually like that. This is a very tanky piece now. Like, this would be pretty good on something like my uh, Ultimate Death Knight, right? I mean, if we just put him through, man, how long is this? Oh my God. Okay. We're way too late. This is a video maybe for another time or maybe a live stream. I'm gonna end it there, but I actually like that reroll a lot because it's very defensive based stats. The other two stats that kind of that it rolled were not great, but um, a little bit of accuracy doesn't hurt, and but 3 stack into defense there and 1 stack into HP. That's a very tanky piece that could prove very valuable on different champions, right? Like that would be a straight up increase. We would lose 8% HP, so give or take, right? But all right, I'm already gone this long, so we can fitting room it and see. It would give me 2,000 more HP and 71 more defense. So straight up upgrade at the expense of crit damage, who cares, resistance, who cares, and accuracy, who cares. Resistance I care a little bit, right? But if I do go the route of building Ultimate Death Knight for a high resistance build, I wouldn't be using that piece anyways. So that could be used on another defensive-based champion who would like to have a lot of HP and a lot of defense. Is Taragi defense? No, he's HP. Okay. So, good piece. Really good piece. I kind of like that one. Definitely could see that being used on defensive-based champion with a little bit of accuracy too, which I don't need on him. So, but I do like the defense and HP. So there's definitely value to be found in those weaker sets. But I got rid of all the blue gear in those weaker sets because I was like, okay, it's a weak set like defense, offense, and life set. I'm not going to use a blue piece from there. It's not going to happen at this point. I have too much gear. I can make a better set work. And to be honest, lifesteal is at that point now where all the blue gear and lifesteal on this account, don't get confused with the challenge account, on this account can probably get taken out too. Because I probably won't use lifesteal anymore as a force set. I'm probably at the point now I have support champions. I have ways to stay alive without needing lifesteal. I know I said that it would make my PvP team better, but I have other ways of keeping them alive if I'm gonna go those routes. So I haven't really looked at some of the stuff here. Like this piece is not great. It could complete a merciless set, but yeah, I don't know why. I think that's a bad piece. I wouldn't keep this. If it had speed and accuracy, maybe. But not having speed there, kind of weaker, in my opinion. So, all right, I'm gonna call that a video because we are way over my normal time. But I really enjoyed kind of chatting about that. The other thing, so tomorrow I will be pulling my sacreds because we'll be in a 2x and we'll have a chance at Acelin. So I'm excited about that. Obviously, it won't be during Clan v Clan, but I've already kind of hit my goal for Clan v Clan. If we look at the total, 134,000 points, that's a good amount of points. I hit the personal rewards, so if we do win, which I'd like to think we will, I would gain all these rewards and potentially move up to another tier. Probably not, but I am happy with my performance in this Clan v Clan versus others. If I really wanted to, I could push a little bit harder and try and forge more of that gear. But it was overall a pretty good performance on this account. So, all right, thank you all for watching. I'm gonna end it really quick. I'll see you in the next one.